So welcome everyone. I am so excited you're here. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Julie Grunklee, and I'm an RN and a National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach. I also hold a master's degree in community health education from the University of Northern Iowa, and I'm currently practicing as a Christian-based health and wellness coach.
My name is Chris Lyons, and my company name is Piece Wellness. I also work as I'm also a National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach and a fully certified fitness instructor, Pilates fitness instructor. I work across the lifespan. I work in an integrative mental health clinic and work with kids and all the way up to adults. So my passion is really just to make the world a better place and a healthier place for people to live. So
right.
I look forward to doing this series with you all.
Thanks, Chris. But a few housekeeping things before we get started. If you could please keep yourself muted, make sure the little microphone in the bottom left corner has a red line through it. That'll prevent a lot of static and feedback noises. There will be some time for question and answers at the end of the presentation, and we'll let you know when to unmute your mic if needed. You can also put your questions in the chat box by clicking on the little chat balloon icon up at the top right-hand corner of your screen. And you can choose to see if you want to be seen or not by clicking on the little video icon towards the bottom of your screen too. And last but not least, you can choose to see how your screen looks. So you can have it look in tiles or you can have it look in a spotlight. I will record so the speaker is on the spotlight for the most part. But otherwise, you can put yours in gallery view where we kind of look like the Brady Bunch. So does anyone have any questions before we get started? Just want to make sure there's no questions. Again, thank you so much for choosing to join us for this stress resilience series. There's a lot of different kinds of stress, but generally when we think about stress, it's that mental or emotional stress that weighs us down, keeps us stuck, and is the root cause or a major contributing factor in a lot of dis-ease and illnesses in our body, mind, and spirit. The good news is that there's several things we can do to manage it or our response to it so that we can live that happy, active, vibrant life that we really want and are designed to live. And that's what this series is all about. How to bounce back and thrive when life throws us those stressful curveballs. And 2020 has definitely been full of them. Over the next 5 weeks, we're going to cover guided meditations, body movement, supplements, and journaling. But today, we're going to kick off our series with Chelsea, the Nutritional Health Coach for Natural Grocers in Cedar Falls. And she's going to share how nutrition or our food choices play a major role in how we deal with or respond to stress, and how you can use food to your advantage to manage stress this holiday season. And as my husband, who is a dean at a local community college, says, this year is all about flexibility. And unfortunately, Chelsea couldn't join us from the office to present today. So we recorded her presentation yesterday. So I'm going to play it here, and you'll have the opportunity to still ask questions and chime in the chat box and ask questions later. So let me share my screen.
Okay, well, thank you, Julie. Yes, here at Natural Grocers, we are passionate about being rooted in health, going from surviving to thriving. We are founded upon 5 founding principles, namely a few: nutrition education, as you can see today, serving the community, and affordable prices with quality standards. And as a thank you for joining us during this series, stop into the store for $5 Natural Grocers coupon. You can ask any employee, just mention that you were part of the Stress Resilient series. All right, let's get down to it. Sometimes it is insidious, creeping up on you while driving in traffic. Your jaw clenches, your blood pressure rises, or it can hit you like a 10-ton truck, like in the event of a serious illness, leaving you feeling like you may never recover. No matter how it comes, it always comes. Stress is a universal human experience. Honestly, I find that as good news. There's nothing wrong with me experiencing stress. While periods of stress are normal and, dare I say, perfectly healthy, chronic overload of mental, emotional, and physical stress can lead to great damage. Now, in light of current events, this can leave us ever more susceptible to infectious and chronic illness. And as modern day humans, especially in the year 2020, I think we can all sense the reality of this like a all too familiar dark cloud. So during the next 5 weeks, Chris, Julie, and I invite you to join us during your workday for a 2 o'clock brain break. Together, we encourage movement, meditation, relationships, and the diet to support your resilience. And it all begins with your choice to step into your own power to go from surviving to thriving. Now, today, I will introduce to you practices that physically support your body's natural reserves with a nutrient-dense diet. And it's all about cultivating loving practices for the self and the planet. Now, just as a quick disclaimer, this class is not intended to diagnose, treat, or mitigate any disease, and any dietary supplements or foods can interact with prescription medications, so please become aware if you are taking a prescription medication of any possible interactions. Okay, so if we can gain more control over our internal reserves, we find the power to better respond to the environment outside of ourselves. And I think that this is a very helpful way to look at what stress really is, just a response to our outside environment. I think we all have different ideas as to what this might look like. Think about what it means to you to have a nutrient-dense diet. I'll give you a bit of time. You can type into the questions pane here, and we will, at a later email, share some of your responses. All right, well, just keep thinking, keep typing, but I'd like to thank you for sharing. I'd like now to share a couple colorful handouts that will be attached to our follow-up email. So first up is the blood sugar roller coaster. All right, I'm going to share the screen here. All right, yep, here we are. So as you can see here, the first half lays out what a high-carb breakfast might look like. So here in the corner, this is an example of what that unbalanced breakfast might look like. For example, cereal, skim milk. So skim milk has no fat, juice, and coffee, or maybe even just coffee. Now, this is a very popular meal, but as we can see here, high-carb meals quickly spike our blood sugar, going outside of the normal range. So in green, here's the normal range. When our blood sugar is high, this is a particular stress on the body, in turn releasing insulin, which increases fat storage, and we may even experience mood swings and brain fog. Now, in response to the higher insulin levels, the body will then dip below normal levels after this high-carb meal, where we then experience another kind of stress in response to the increased insulin. This then is going to release more cortisol, and you might experience symptoms like cravings for more carbs, fatigue, and even more brain fog. Now, it's got to be real difficult to stay even keel and resilient when you're on a roller coaster. Well, let's check out what a balanced meal might look like. All right. So when we consume not only carbs, so here in yellow you can see a balanced breakfast, but also fats and proteins, and this is going to be at every meal, including snacks, our blood sugar stays on a rolling curve in this green normal level here. When we go from riding the roller coaster to then floating down a lazy river. That's how I like to think about it. Our insulin levels remain normal, leading to decreased fat storage, steady moods, and steady energy, and also the ability to respond to any other stress with much better reserves. Now, why is this? Fats and proteins do not spike our sugars, but they help our body slowly integrate the carbs that we have eaten. Now, this is going to keep our stress levels in the body a lot lower. Now, it might be a simple question, but I want to ask, what are carbs, fats, and proteins? Now, these are the macronutrients that are needed for the bulk of our body's functioning. So let's now check out the Healthy Meal Wheel. This is our other colorful resource that's going to be sent to your email. All right, here it is. So this is actually one of my favorite resources here at Natural Grocers. I keep this one on my refrigerator to regularly remind me what a healthy plate looks like. I also need lots of reminders as a health coach, so we're all growing in our habits. The standard American diet is typically very high in carbs. This might look like breads, potatoes, pastas, cereals, sugary beverages. Here is a healthier alternative. This is going to set you up instead to get off the blood sugar roller coaster and to ride the lazy river. All right, so you see here in purple a good quarter chunk of proteins. This includes animal-based and plant-based. And don't forget that the meal wheel also gives you different options and examples on the bottom. All right, next in orange, we have a good chunk of healthy fats. This might include avocados, butter, coconut oil, olive oil, fat from the protein sources that you just had. The next quarter chunk is going to be from a couple carb sources. So in red, we have fruits, and you can think of these more as treats or maybe even as your desserts. And in blue, we have optional carbs. This might include grains, rice, beans, oats, and quinoa. Now, why are they optional? This is because half of your plate is from vegetables, and vegetables are carbs as well. So what might a healthy dinner look like? I want you to think about this yourself, and you can type in your answers through the question pane again. What comes to my mind is first trying to find a palm-sized portion of meat, such as steak or chicken. I then might add a sweet potato, which is an optional carb. Sweet potatoes are pretty high in carbs. And then maybe a salad, a large salad to fill up half my plate. I would choose then to add an olive oil to it, one of your healthy fats. I also want you to think about what a healthy snack might look like. And remember, all meals should be balanced. You can type this into the question pane as well. So when I'm thinking about my snacks and I'm planning for the day, I particularly like to plan for a fruit plus nuts or a nut butter, and then maybe even trail mix. I have a few that are some of my favorites, and I do want to share with you one today. So here in the store, we have the brand Sahale. This is a trail mix made with honey, sesame seeds, cranberries, and almonds and peanuts. So trail mix, again, very popular choice for a good, healthy, balanced snack. All right. Let's see. Let's go back to that healthy meal wheel. All right. Thanks for the ideas, everyone. I challenge you for the next week to come up with your own balanced meals. Let's shoot for coming up with a balanced breakfast and a balanced snack. And you can reply by either chatting or by entering into the chat box here. We would love to learn from you too. All right. So as we can see, a balanced meal with veggies, some carbs from grains or fruits, healthy undamaged fats, and a good chunk of quality protein provides our bodies not only with steady rolling energy, but also with the vitamins, minerals, and other micronutrients necessary to sustain a healthy and resilient stress response. So these micronutrients are going to help you respond to give you a healthy response to stress, taking you from surviving on the roller coaster to thriving on the lazy river. If you would like more ideas for each macronutrient section, this handout lines some of those out on the bottom. Join me later in the series then, and we can discuss micronutrients when we discuss supplements that can support a healthy stress response as well. And if you'd like even more tailored ideas for your meals, contact me, your nutritional health coach here at Natural Grocers, and we can schedule a one-on-one free nutritional health coach. All right, well, thank you. Thanks for joining.
That was great. Thanks, Chelsea. While Julie gets her microphone back on.
Yes. Thanks. Thanks everyone for joining us. So we understand it went longer than the 15 minutes, but we'll get the recording out to everyone. Yeah, Chris, did you have something else to add?
I just wanted to notice in the chat, Lori had said that she switched from traditional breakfasts, and that is that's happening a lot lately in balancing our blood sugar, is making just a regular meal out of our breakfast, and that is a fabulous idea.
Right, especially including that protein, cutting back on the carbs, the heavy cereal, that we've been ingrained as traditional breakfast foods, but incorporating protein.
It's coming up next Tuesday, Julie.
First, I want to say tomorrow I'm going to send everybody out an email. It's going to have the recording of this, as well as information on how to get a hold of Chelsea in case you have any specific questions for her, and the handouts that she had up there. We'll have links to those. I get to present at 2 o'clock for our 15-minute brain break. I'm excited to share one of the best things that I have found to quiet my body, mind, and spirit, lower my stress, allow healing, and to see things from different perspectives. Guided meditations. I'll let you in on the benefits of them, different places to find them, and I'll also lead you through one during our time together next week. Until then, does anybody have any questions before we go? And yes, it is. It's next Wednesday, not Tuesday. It's Wednesday at 2 on the 25th. I'll send you out an email about it tomorrow. And then again, you'll get a reminder on Monday and Wednesday. Yeah, and if you know of anyone who you think might like this series, send them the registration form or the flyer with the registration form. We will continue to take registrations as they come in. We'd be happy to have other people join us. So until then, have an awesome-tastic week and an awesome-tastic weekend. Yeah, enjoy.
Thanks, everybody, for coming. Bye-bye.